This is the Charm paddle from Pickleball Apes, built with a totally new diced core technology. It sounds cool, but is it actually doing anything for your game? Let's find out. Hey everyone, it's the Pickleball Dad here, and before we jump into my impressions of the Charm Series paddle, just wanted to talk about costs with you. Now, this paddle will retail for $200. You can use the code PBD at checkout, and that'll bring the cost down to $180. Now, Pickleball Apes has 3 different shapes for this paddle. You can get it in the wide body, the Charm V, and that'll have a static weight of 8.1 ounces, swing weight of 111, and a twist weight of 7.3. Next, we'll talk about the elongated shape, the Charm X. This one comes in at a slightly higher weight at 8.2 ounces, a swing weight of 122, and a twist weight of 6.4. And finally, the Charm S, which is their hybrid shape. This one comes in at a static weight of 8.1 ounces, a swing weight of 116, and a twist weight of 6.4. Now, the interesting thing here is this is a bit narrower than your typical hybrid and a little bit longer. So it'll play somewhere in between a hybrid and an elongated shape. Let's talk about what makes this such a special paddle. And Pickleball Apes is calling it their diced core technology. What does that mean? Essentially, what they're doing is they're creating horizontal incisions along the foam inside of the paddle. This allows for each piece of foam within the core to have additional flex, creating more dwell time. I'll cut to a vlog from Pickleball Apes so you can visualize what that looks like.
We have incisions, which cuts approximately 25% on each side and allows the core to open up, to bend, or to flex, right? So both sides. Compared to the regular foam, which is more rigid, right? So you can't really bend it the same way like you do with incisions.
Well, you might ask yourself, well, what does this actually translate to on the court? And for me, the one thing that I noticed was effortless spin. I felt like I really didn't have to brush up too hard on the ball in order to generate that top spin. Another thing that I noticed was it was pretty easy to control the placement of my shot because I had that additional moment where the ball was sitting on the face. I could really pick my spots and make sure that the ball landed exactly where I needed it to be. Now, as an intermediate player, one thing I really appreciate about the Charm series is that it's not pretending to be the most powerful paddle out there. I'll cut to another clip from Pickleball Apes so you can hear from them what I'm talking about.
Long story short of the Charm is that the Charm is the predictable power, the power that you can tame and the power that you can harness.
And I'd have to agree with that sentiment of controlled power. There's a ton of paddles out there that are trying to top the charts when it comes to power. However, when you're at the 3.0 to 4.0 level, a lot of times all you need is enough power to put the ball away. And anything more than that can potentially hinder your game overall. And that's where I think the Charm fits in really nicely. One other thing that surprised me about this paddle was just how plush it played, especially given the amount of power that it still produces. I feel like that plushness just made it easier for me to find a more consistent stroke, especially on things like serves where I might second guess how hard I need to hit the ball to make sure that it stays in. I was consistently able to hit it to the back of the court on my serves without really having to worry about hitting it out. And that really gave me peace of mind. I don't know if it was placebo effect or something else, but I really just love that plush feel. So here's my final take. This paddle is probably not going to be for the person who wants the top end power. But if you're looking for a Gen 4 constructed paddle that will give you a ton of control, a ton of spin, and a decent amount of power to put it away when you need to, I think the Charm is really worth taking a look at. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day.